Alrighty, we're gonna see what it's like recording with my webcam as opposed to my camera in order to answer questions or to discuss the topic of Dapper Blaine. And Shauna didn't help me at all besides giving me the topic. I was all like, what do you want me to talk about regarding Dapper Blaine? And she's just like, figure it out yourself. Think outside the box. Be expansive with your knowledge, or, things like that. And I'm just like, okay, what is Dapper Blaine to me? And I like the idea of Dapper Blaine. My opinion on Blaine and his backstory is actually that he comes from a rather upper middle class sort of background, where his family just barely has the money for Dalton Academy. And in fact, I don't want to say that Dalton actually costs as much as fandom actually think it does, but does, of course, cost more than public schooling does, which doesn't cost. But so my thoughts on Blaine being the sort of gentleman with good breeding and good genes, and went through like how to be a gentleman schooling, sort of tutoring when he was a kid, sort of appeals. I imagine that his family did actually have him learn instruments when he was younger, such as the piano and possibly even the violin. I also think that his parents are dead, but that's just me. This is my personal mind canon entering into it, where I'm just like, Blaine's parents are dead, but he has an older brother that takes care of him and makes lots of money and sends that money to Blaine so that he can pay for his tuition. That would be just my personal mind canon crossing over, and is not actually something that is applicable to General Glee. The thing about Blaine that I think goes too far, however, is when people describe him as going home and taking Kurt with him, and he goes and lives in this mansion, and there's like 8-car garages and 5 floors to his house, and everything is like, there's fine china with gold inlay and plush carpets that are like an inch thick and soft as clouds underneath your feet. I think that's a bit far. But not that I know what rich people in Ohio are like, considering I have never been there. But I think that Dapper Blaine is a persona for his character, where he feels like this is the person that he needs to be in order to be accepted at Dalton for who he is. I'm not sure I'm getting that quite across. It's like Blaine is so worried about being accepted for being gay that he doesn't worry about being accepted for what his personality is like, and he's willing to accept sacrifices to his own personality in order to be accepted for his sexuality. Not that I think that real Blaine is like a dark Blaine or anything like that. I think that he is a nice person, but he takes the poshness a little bit far sometimes. But that's just my thoughts, and I think what I want. But yeah, that's about all the thoughts I have on Dapper Blaine, until someone like Shauna responds to this video in kind and tells me her thoughts on Dapper Blaine, and maybe tries to school me on my thoughts. But until then, this is Ro, signing out, y'all.